Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 Days of Recovery. We are on day 22. Of course, I am your host, Travis the Featherhawk Snyder, founder of the Scoop Recovers and a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is I haven't had a mind or mood-altering chemical for over 5 years. And as a direct result of that choice and hard work and a lot of God's grace, I've been blessed and grateful to be able to do many fun hobbies and creative projects, and that is our subject for today. Our topic is hobbies and creativity. I will tell you, this is a really unique element in recovery for almost, I consider it, balancing our brain, our left and right brain, adding that creative aspect into our lives through the things that we maybe enjoy. Let me just adjust this mic a little bit. And really, I like to break things down in an energetic sense. Because we're really surrounded by a lot of screens and television and social media, and we're always kind of tuned into this digital world. And I don't know really what that does scientifically to our brains. I know me personally, it really affects my brain when I spend too much time in front of these screens or scrolling through social media and things of that nature. One of my favorite things to do is creative projects, and I know this just introduces a whole new type of positive energy into my life. And I've always kind of had that growing up. I've always been interested in different, creative projects. I like drawing and painting, and I always was into art class in grade school and stuff like that. And from a very young age, my father, he put some tools in my hand, and it let me use some of the things up here in the wood shop. And I got to tell you, that was I've always really enjoyed those types of things. And then leading up, pretty much based my whole life around these types of creative things. Tried many a times to create and run a successful business, and unfortunately, because of my addiction, I could never really truly do that because I didn't give it the time, diligence, and the actual type of positivity that it needed to succeed. I really got so far gone, and my addiction became so progressive that there was no way I was going to succeed until I found recovery. Now, in recovery, I've just picked up an incredible amount of, I just love different things, different hobbies, different creative outlets. One of the things I started doing very early on was, writing, journaling. I always enjoyed poetry. I definitely picked up just little hobbies. Like I considered, fitness to be a hobby until it became a lifestyle. Another thing, and it's so interesting because just getting into these creative things, like finding unique ways to build stuff, whatever it may be. I mean, everybody, I think, and a lot of times I know talking to people, well, I'm not creative, I'm not good. I mean, we're already losing the battle when we convince ourselves that we're not creative and we don't have the capability of doing something creative. It's just a matter of really digging deep to find what you really enjoy. Some people like woodworking, even constructing things, building crafts. You can do different stuff with masonry and cement. It's just it takes a little bit of discovering to truly find what your hobbies may be. It could be, you're collecting items. It could be reading. It could be just about anything. For me personally, my hobbies were based around making cool products and designing stuff. And so it's very interesting because some of my hobbies actually turned into professions and things that I'm very skilled at and spend a great deal of time on today, and actually become businesses. And so it's very interesting how the process of recovery and just being able to sit down and find the things that we enjoy that really, really, kind of like something to kind of fill those gaps in those spaces in time. And I know everybody's circumstance is different. Some people have kids, some people, depending on your circumstance, you may or may not have time to find a hobby, but ultimately there's a lot of different things to do, even if it's pick up an adult coloring book. I find that intriguing. Did it a couple of times, just not something that I have a whole lot of time to do, but whatever it may be, finding that unique hobby and really getting into it. And then, the fun thing is that there's so many people out there that might share the same interest as you, and so you have that ability to access people online, on social media, people that might be interested in the same things that you are, and kind of get involved in a community. You don't necessarily have to have like a local place where you're going to get around people that are into the same things as you. It can be done online as well, and it's very interesting because a lot of these hobbies have a culture behind them, whatever it may be. So I don't know, like, I guess really what it comes down to is having that creative energy, and being able to tap into that part of the brain is really going to start to balance out the left and right brain between that logic and that straightforward mentality of point A to point B, and then over to the creative, like kind of like compassionate, like caring side, where it's more free flowing, and it's not just a straight line, and finding that balance, I think, can really help with our minds and our choices, and really it's just a sense of purpose and a sense of positivity, and knowing that you're capable of incredible things. And it's I see a lot of people out that in recovery that find ways to express themselves creatively, like poetry. Maybe they wrote a book, maybe they're they're rapping, making music. I mean, it's incredible what people can do when we take that same energy and channel it in a positive way. And so today I encourage people out there to, no matter what your abilities are, no matter what your physical status is that the truth is that I think that we can all find a hobby or multiple hobbies, and something we can channel and focus our energy on. And I think that we all have a creative ability. It's just a matter of really, tapping into what it is that we truly love. And, and it could be just so simple as reading books. Reading books can be a hobby. Learning new things can be a hobby. You don't necessarily always have to actually have the creative aspect where you're doing something, but actually learning about it, it can be a hobby in itself, and can be healthy, and it can fill those gaps in our recovery where we might find ourselves being bored. There's so much knowledge and things that are available to us, and especially 2017, here we are, like in America, we got so many things we can do. We have the freedom to do so much. And that's a lot to be grateful for. So I encourage everyone out there in recovery, find a hobby, find something you enjoy, find something creative to really tap into that and bring positive energy into your mind, and something that maybe you can even turn from a hobby into a profession and possibly turn it into a business. There's many examples out there, and I would have to humbly say that I'm one example. I started with a screen printing kit from Michael's that a friend and I bought together, and as a hobby, just to mess around, and now I have a full screen printing shop in the basement of the house, and I use that's what I do for income right there. And so a hobby, a creative skill turned profession turned business, and that's just my lived experience. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I hope that you guys get empowered and just break down the walls inside of your mind that tell you you're not creative and that you can't find something you enjoy. Boom, just bash through those walls and find something, and then just take it and run with it and see where it goes for you. At least you can pour your heart into it, and you know what, you don't need to do it for anybody else but yourself. And then you'll come to find that there's a lot of people that you might find a lot of people that enjoy that same thing, and then you're going to make new friends, and you're going to build new relationships off of that positive thing. Okay, that's it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for day 23. This is day 22. Have a safe, happy, and healthy Tuesday, everyone. God bless. See you tomorrow. Peace.